As you were far too good for us getting up to the hut.
There is little patches of open water lower down. That's nice. Beautiful day. Not bad conditions. People seem happy.
We are into the second day of the Montane Arctic Spine Race out here in Sweden. We've come down here to Stora, the national park, and as you can see behind me, it's pretty spectacular. But for the eagle-eyed among you, you'll notice there's a lot of bare rock out there. There has been a little bit of a thaw, and the weather conditions are distinctly changeable at the moment. So there's fresh snowfall, there's lots of ice, but there's an awful lot of exposed rock on the ground, making the skiing conditions, walking conditions really challenging. In the race at the front, Bjorn Haugum, he is in the lead of the Challenger race. He's due to come into checkpoint 1 just a few hours time at the time of filming this. In behind him there's a core of athletes taking on the full spine, including Matthew Bonnier, Montane athlete John Shield. They've just come down from hut 2 off the hardest part of this early stage of the course. Big steep descent there, and pretty tricky conditions from what we heard from our teams up in the huts. The safety teams have been keeping an eye on everybody as they come between hut 1 and hut 2. They're really remote places, and yeah, seriously cold and tricky conditions up there have led to some of the athletes having a bit of a torrid time in the first part of the course, but the descent down into here is a little bit of respite for those that can make it. In the Explorer race, a number of athletes have departed the huts and are heading down towards Nikkaluokta and the finish line, and will hopefully bring in a whole load of finishers over tonight and into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Bear in mind that there is a cut-off for that one of 84 hours, so the ones at the back are going to definitely have to get a little bit of a move on if they want to finish within the time cut-off.
That's a very tricky trail. Yeah, no, it's really tricky parts. So I think I have my ski on and off 30 times today. Wow, but yeah, nice. In this valley here, that was crazy. I was skiing down river on an ice river. That was amazing. But really tricky. I mean, because you really have to take care. Oh, look at that one. Yeah. No, they're not gonna be ski again.
Wow, you got spare?
No, yeah, but it's okay. That's the attitude. That's the attitude. Right.
Nick, that's it. You've done it. You're through the flat. Good evening once again from Nikkaluokta, where I've just seen Nic Baldwin become the first ever winner of the inaugural Montane Arctic Spine Explorer. Nic managed that in just over 31 hours in extremely tough conditions, so congratulations to him. Of course, there's still a lot of runners out there on the course. It's now dark here, and after a couple of days of unexpected weather conditions, that trend has continued. The wind speeds picked up a couple of hours ago considerably. In the valleys in particular, where that wind is channeled, it is flying through at the moment, enough, Nic Baldwin tells us, to push his pulk out behind him and spin him around in a circle on the ice. Little surprise then that what you're likely to see over the next few hours is the runners hunkering down, tapping into that survival kit that they're dragging in the pulks behind them, setting up their bibs and waiting until conditions are more favourable. Among those already having made that very sensible decision to take a little while to stop on this otherwise non-stop race are John Shield and Matthew Bonnier, who are currently leading the full monster Montane Arctic Spine Race. But you're likely to see that happen right the way down the course over the next few hours, as well as putting the medal around the neck of a winner up here in Nikkaluokta, back down at CP1 at Stora Sjöfallet. Bjorn Haugum is at the front of everybody. He is blazing a trail. He leads the Montane Arctic Spine Challenger at the moment, and he is the furthest ahead of anybody. It's worth noting Bjorn has all of his kit in a pack on his back, so he hasn't had to fight a pulk through the last few hours. He hasn't had to be dragging that equipment behind him. He's been able to walk at a pretty steady pace right the way through the afternoon and the evening. That's paid off for him, but there's a long way to go yet. Stick with us, keep watching those dots. We'll be back tomorrow.